and welcome back for more filming on my couch because I'm too lazy to clean the library. Today, Jane is here to help me with this tag that I wrote a while ago and I just found. It was like a loose page just like hanging out, and I found it because I actually was cleaning earlier, just like not enough to film. This tag combines my two great loves, that being writing and animals, like Jane, who's still here. You just can't see him, he's like down here. I know a few other author-tubers have done like pet tags, but I wanted to do one that was really not just about the animals, but also about your writing and your animals. Kind of combine them into this beautiful mesh. So I created the Pets in Your Writing tag. Let's just get right down to it. The first question is introduce your pets. I have a lot of pets because I love animals. So, we have one dog, her name is Kaylee. We have 3 cats, Kinshu, Jane, and Nigel. And we have 2 ferrets, Avi and Gall. And then, if you count them as pets, outside you will find 2 horses named Mouse and Misqua. They might come up. I did not go through this tag to plan my answers because that, again, sounds like planning ahead, and I just don't, that's not my jam. Question 2. Which of your pets would totally be a character in your writing? And if you only have one pet, still explain why and how they would fit. Who's most likely to wind up in my writing? Just about any of them. I use elements of all of them in my writing because you guys know I love to write animals. So there are elements of many of my critters, especially my horses, but also the cats. I have yet to use like a one-to-one, this is obviously my pet with a different name, but like I said, especially the cats and horses make it into a lot of my stories. Question 3 is, one of your pets is the villain of your story. What's their evil plot? Again, if you only have one pet, you can just use them for this question. I think the villain of one of my stories would definitely be Kinshu the cat. She is immortal, she is crabby, and her evil plot is the least subtle thing you have ever seen in your life. You see, Kinshu is not very subtle, and so she would definitely be one of those big mwahaha villains who always has to monologue their evil plot to the main characters. Kinshu's plot would mostly involve her getting fed, and probably it would also involve some kind of revenge against the main character for not feeding her on time. Question 4, in your genre, would your pet talk or not? That varies a lot. I do write a lot of fantasy, but also some sci-fi, so it really depends on which genre I'm writing in. But even in my fantasy, my animals rarely talk. I'm more interested in portraying them as realistic, or at least somewhat realistic animals, than I am in portraying them as speaking animals. Question 5, your pet gets into your latest work in progress. What are they up to? For my latest work in progress, I'm probably going to go with The Wolf and the Hawk, my fantasy romance, which is being edited, but will hopefully be available self-published sometime this year. I'm going to go with Nigel, who is knocking things over now with his tail. This is the second time he has walked by and knocked something over with his tail. So he is going to be in The Wolf and the Hawk, and I'm going to have to say that he is spending his time knocking things over constantly. He is wandering around the castle, knocking things down. But also, he is a stealthy boy, so no one can pin it on him. Question number 6, would your pet get along with your main character? Again, I'm going to have to pick a pet. I think I'm going to go with Avi the ferret. Would she get along with Rayoni from The Wolf and the Hawk? Yes, she definitely would. Avi is totally down for crimes, and even though that's not really Rayoni's speed, Avi would definitely help Rayoni find her way around the castle and get up to way more stuff than Rayoni already does. For example, Avi would probably help Rayoni break into the war room much earlier in the book, and events would be very different. Question 7, if your pet was a fantasy creature, what kind of fantasy creature would they be? I feel like I should go with one of the horses for this one. I think my horse Mouse. What kind of fantasy creature would she be? It would be cheating to say she'd be a unicorn. I don't think she'd be that. I'm more inclined to say that she would be a dragon. She's smart, she's opinionated, she likes things the way she likes them, and she would hoard treats if given the opportunity. So, Mouse would definitely be a dragon. Question 8. Your pet is the hero of your story. What skills do they use to win the day? Who wants to be the hero of my story? I'm going to go with Kaylee the dog. Kaylee is a lover, not a fighter. She is, frankly, kind of a coward. But if she were the main character in a story, she would win the day using cleverness and befriending people. Kaylee wants to be friends with everyone. She will befriend you. But she's also a hound, which means she's very clever, and she's got a keen nose. So with the power of friendship, a strong sense of smell, and cleverness, she would outwit her enemies. Question 9. What in your world would most distract your pet? I think for this one I'm going to go with Gall the ferret, and he would be most distracted trying to steal everyone's shoes. Gall has a slight obsession with footwear, and he will steal your shoes and put them inside the couch. So if he was living in The Wolf and the Hawk, no one in the castle would have shoes. They would all be stolen. And the last question is, if you have lost a pet, have you ever memorialized them in a story? I really haven't. Again, many of my animals do wind up in my stories in some shape or form. Bits of their personality find their way in, but I've never really memorialized any of my animals in the story. So I kind of forgot, because she was alive when I began writing this story. My old horse died a few years ago, and she is definitely present in my fairy tale retelling Boots. She is very much embodied in the horse Molly. Molly is an older mare. She's opinionated. She's nice, but she will also speak her mind. She's a bit bossy. She does have some like arthritis going on, just like October used to. So October and Molly are really as close to a one-to-one as I get, and also as close to memorializing a pet as I get. There you go, guys. That was my tiny little quiz that I just found laying around my house. So would you like to do it? If you have any pets, I welcome you to do this tag. I will also be tagging people in the doobly-doo, so go check their answers out as well. I hope that this tag interests some people. Maybe. Who knows? But even if doing this tag doesn't interest you, I encourage you to go hug your pet, because you can never go wrong hugging your pet. Unless it's Nigel, he doesn't like hugs. If you guys liked what you saw here, there is a lot more content here on my channel. I've been doing this for a while, pretty steadily, so there's lots for you to binge. Or if you must have something brand spanking new, I post new videos Mondays and Fridays. And if even that is not enough for you, you can head on over to my Patreon, where you can get access to exclusive videos not seen here on the regular channel. If you want to keep an eye on me on social media and perhaps see more pictures of my pets, all of the links to that can be found in the doobly-doo, so get a clickin'. Sometimes people are confused. The doobly-doo is what I call the little drop-down information box for the video, okay? That's what that is. Be safe out there in this crazy world, everybody, and I will see you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye! Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching that video, but before you go, I need to introduce you to some really important people. Those people are Callison, Ray, Artemis, Shelby, Zaire, Adrienne, Jesper, Ryakio, Irene, Sabby Panda, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, and Lisa. And you want to know why those people are so awesome? Because they are my patrons, and that means they're the best people in the whole world. If I conferred with our furry friends, man to animal, think of the amazing repartee. If I could walk with the animals, talk with the animals, grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals, and they could talk